Chapter 79. The Inner Way of Viewing the Creation. Say I, that is quite sufficient. But I shall now show you another manner how a person perfected in his heart can travel the stars without being removed from this earth by even a hair's breadth. But one cannot, by that method, so easily take a stone back here as evidence. Now, have you memorized the star to which you have travelled? Says Jara, Yes, Lord. Say I, Well then, imagine it fervently in your heart. Look in its direction with your eyes for a while steadily, and tell me how it shall impress itself upon you in a few moments. Jara immediately does so, saying after a few moments, Lord, Lord my God, my love, I now see it, the fourth stage of our flight there. It now is getting constantly larger, and its light only just bearable. Ah, this is a dreadfully powerful light, but is fortunately not hurting the eyes. Oh, now the entire firmament is a shockingly powerful, exceedingly mighty sea of light. Oh God, how wonderful are your works! Yet you are walking in the flesh as a totally unpretentious person among the human worms of this earth. Oh, now I am upon the same mountain again, seeing the same region with its glories upon glories. I am seeing the same temple again, the same people and their beautiful gardens, and I am seeing beautiful flowers as well. But the smallest of them is bigger than a house on earth. This one I could actually pick for remembrance. Ah, but now I'm seeing also all kinds of animals, and also the most beautiful birds, although they are terribly huge. On the vast trees there hang exceptionally huge fruits, and I notice a couple of people in a garden reaching after them with their hands, and also actually putting them in their mouth. Now, on this earth, such a pear, or whatever, would suffice 1,000 people for a year of eating. Say I, Now pay attention. You shall come to a kind of city of that world. Tell me how you like it. Jara clasps her hands together above her head, quite screaming from a kind of charm, saying, But for your most holy name's will, this is a magnificence that no man's heart could have ever dreamt of yet. Oh, it is indescribable. What temple rows, what colonnades, what cupolas. No, such splendor, grandeur, and glory. Lord, I beg you to take me back, or this unmentionable superabundant glory would kill me. Say I, All right, so close your eyes and think of me and the earth, and all shall be well again. Jara does so and sees her stars as star again. On collecting herself a little, she asks me, Lord, did the angel perhaps also show me yonder star the way you showed me? Because I saw it much better than before, and yet was there only spiritually, as it were. I think the good angel shifted me only a little from here for appearance's sake, and then showed me the star the same way. Say I, No, the angel carried out your wish completely. But such was possible only with yourself, because your heart is overfull with love. With any other person, This would have been completely impossible to carry out. And were an angel to do this with an ordinary worldly person, which he could easily do, then just the approach of an angel would kill the worldly person instantly. But earlier you asked me whether all the stars are such worlds, and I said yes. Now, my most beloved Jara, if you want it, then convince yourself along the same lines. Behold, if a worldly young man courts a young bride, making her his chosen one, then he discloses all his treasures to her, in order to win the favours of her who loves his heart even more. For should she not desire him for his own sake, then she might accept him for the sake of his great treasures. And behold, I am now doing the same before you, that in the hour of the world's temptation once, you would not fall away from my treasures, that you might see that I am not a man without means, the way the exterior seems to suggest itself to mankind. Look, I simply am now your beloved one, and hence show you a little of my immense possessions. Says Jara, Lord, my life, if I were to sight another star to just guard against some inconstancy in my love of you, then I would be sorry to have viewed the one star. For you alone are endlessly more to me than all the countless stars and their magnificence. Verily, in order to love you above everything, I need nothing eternally but you. But out of love for you alone, nevertheless, I gladly, if you so desire it, view also the wonders of your might and wisdom. Say I, hearken, my most beloved Jara, I see into your heart indeed, and read how much you love me, knowing also your faithfulness. But right now you are still a child rather than a grown-up maiden. You have until now been under perpetual protection of my angels, and the world's wicked spirits could not approach you. When, however, you shall be riper of years, then you shall have to resist the evil world and its cravings from your own strength, in order to, therefrom out of yourself, win firm ground for the unchangeable order I have set for all my beings, upon which alone you shall truly be able to approach me in spirit and in truth. And behold, there the world has great power over man, because the world is for the greater part dominated by hell, and it takes many hard struggles for the soul in order not to be swallowed by its own flesh and blood, and therefore by the world. Your shape is a very beautiful one. Soon worldly youths shall cast their eyes upon you, offering you heart and hand, and it shall be difficult for you to deal with them. When that time comes, however, then think of me in your heart, and of all that you had heard and seen upon this height, and victory over the world will be light for you. Says Jara, somewhat saddened, but it would have been clear to you from eternity whether I would be capable of becoming unfaithful to you. And if you can see a future faithlessness in me, how can you love me? And can you permit a future sinner to approach you? Say I, that, my most beloved Jara, is still too lofty for you. But out of my especially great love for you, I nevertheless say unto you, behold, I can indeed know everything that will take place with a person from eternity, if I want to know it. But in order for man to be capable in his maturity to act completely freely without hindrance, I divert my eyes from him for a certain period, taking no notice of his free action, unless he fervently asks me to help him with his voluntary struggle with the world. Whereupon I cast a glance after him, help him to the right path, and provide him with the necessary strength for his struggle with the world. So behold, I don't want to look into your future either, so that you remain free in your action. But that is why I teach you now, so that at the time of temptation you would remember it actively. At that time the guardian angel also shall leave you to yourself. Once you shall have defeated the world out of your own power, however, he shall return to you again and serve you in all things. Have you, my most beloved Jara, understood me at least a little?